It is a beautiful day for day 2 of our Visit Chattanooga Southern Conference Softball Championship. As you see, lovely Frost Stadium on a Friday morning. Temperatures are in the low 60s, and the number 1 seed UNCG Spartans battle Wofford here today. Let's take a look at the bracket presented by Visit Chattanooga. Yesterday, a pair of single elimination games saw Chattanooga and ETSU emerge, but then they both lost in their first double elimination game. And that brings us to today, where the top 4 seeds are in the upper half of the bracket. Alongside Michelle LaCouris, Dave Friedman along with you. So glad you're along. If you're UNCG, you're the number 1 seed. You were the preseason favorite. This is where you expect it to be.
Absolutely, and you have the freshman of the year, you have the pitcher of the year, you have the coach of the year. They are poised to win this entire thing if they can get a job done. But they know as well as anybody that coming in as the 1 seed doesn't guarantee you a spot in regionals.
And Wofford played well against Brooklyn Schroyer when they faced her during the regular season and got a win yesterday.
Yeah, they have a potent lineup as well. They are poised to also make a run at this. So that's what's fun about SoCon time, is it really is anybody's game.
We begin with the winner's bracket today, and we will see how things move along. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the opening pitch from Chattanooga. Our Scenic City starting lineups are presented by Visit Chattanooga. Wofford picked up their 34th win of the season yesterday in a 2-0 shutout of Chattanooga, and they will line up with the same lineup we saw yesterday. They manufactured only 2 runs, Michelle, but it was enough. It's the first time all year they've scored 2 or fewer runs and won.
Yeah, but they got it done, and Parker with the lone RBI going 1 for 3. Greenwood pitched an absolute gem yesterday. 7-inning shutout, 3 hits, 6 Ks, and they out-hit the Mocs 4-3. So just not a whole lot going on, not much manufactured yesterday for Wofford. So they're looking to hopefully put up a few more here. We had a couple real nail-biters, low-scoring games in the later hours yesterday, but like I said in the open, we have it's SoCon time, it's tournament time, and it is anybody's tournament.
It's not going to be easy against Brooklyn Schroyer, the conference pitcher of the year, 24th in the NCAA in strikeouts, and she really dominated the league as we get underway at 10:05 a.m. Lucier 0 for 2 with a run scored in yesterday's win over Chattanooga. And Schroyer 18-6 this year and is going to give up a little bloop single to get things underway. Schroyer pitched against Samford on Saturday, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and struck out 10. Faced Wofford twice during the regular season on the 11th of April. Got hit pretty well, 6 innings, 7 hits, and 6 runs, and then came back the next day and went 2 1/3, 2-hit, no-run innings. Platt stands in, and against a pitcher that you know you're not likely to get a ton off of, or are you thinking small ball early?
Yeah, we saw a lot of that yesterday in those later 2 games of just trying to manufacture and move station to station. And so both of these teams have home run power. They can rely on the long ball or, trying to hit a double off of the wall. But I think that you're right. You will see more small ball, more manufactured runs.
Lucier stole 7 bases during the regular season, and Wofford, among the more potent stealing teams in the country, led the SoCon with nearly 2 steals a game. Brooklyn Schroyer, rise ball, screw drop, off speed and curve, and she can throw in the upper 60s, a transfer from Fairleigh Dickinson. This is her 3rd year in college, and she's really dominated the game.
Yeah, I think that her arsenal works really well for her. You have your power pitchers pitching straight velocity, you have your movement pitchers, but I think that what makes Schroyer so special is, she's a strikeout pitcher. She's got a little bit of both.
Down the left field line, but foul. Coach Janelle Brenneman said of Schroyer, the thing that she's able to do is get hitters to change their eyes in the box.
Which is so important. I mean, if you're looking both up and down and in and out, it's hard to focus in on the one pitch that you are hunting or what you do well.
So a bloop single and a walk, and Wofford early on has 2 on as Stanley comes to the plate.
Now batting, number 23, Brianna Stanley.
Stanley led the team at .414 during the regular season, 11 home runs, 61 knocked in.
Right now, Schroyer really trying to work her curveball on that outside part of the plate, being very careful with Stanley with runners in scoring position.
Stanley, the SoCon leader in average and RBIs. Got ahead 2-0, now 2-2. Lucier at second and Platt at first.
Schroyer working that curveball, came back in with the screw, and this one a curveball on the outside part of the plate, right at the knees. Too close to take with 2 strikes.
Henry Hill, our umpire behind the plate. Dustin Holden down at first and Jason Zanny at third. The batter is River Sampson, who went 1 for 2 with a walk in yesterday's win over Chattanooga. Sampson, an all-freshman team member a year ago. She's one of the most difficult players in the conference to strike out.
McKinnon working hard for her pitcher back there. Those curveballs on the outside part of the plate, just a little bit too far outside for our home plate umpire right now. I think that if you are Wofford, you're thinking about that, understanding early on what that umpire is giving the pitcher and what you can kind of hunt and make sure that you're able to make barreled up contact with.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Brooklyn Schroyer after the single and the walk, and now they're 2 gone. Schroyer is a junior from Southern California. Was the NEC Rookie of the Year at Fairleigh Dickinson, and last year the NEC Pitcher of the Year. Has come to Greensboro and been every bit as good. Parker down the right field line, foul. Parker, a .324 average during the regular season, started every game, a home run and 30 knocked in. What are you going to throw here, 0-2?
Well, she was successful with that rise ball against River Sampson. We've seen her work that curveball, a ball off of the plate for a strikeout as well. So, but that rise ball to Sampson, that is a great strikeout pitch. But I think that what I like about what she's doing to Parker here is on these power hitting righties, just really going at them and at their hands and getting these quick strikes with foul balls. And just putting it where it's hard to hit and hard to lay off of. But this is where, like you were talking about, Coach Brenneman, that Schroyer changes their eyes. This is exactly that. I mean, this was balls tight in on the hands, that ball a ball away. You can't let that go. You don't want to get rung up on that. But now, she has thrown strikes all over the zone. And there's that rise ball, and she is pumped.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on, 3 consecutive strikeouts for Brooklyn Schroyer, and Wofford fails to score in the first.
Again, these balls just up in the zone, so tough to hit, and UNCG gets out of a jam.
The Vernon Company Body Armor.
Wofford rallied but failed to score in the top of the first, and here comes the top-seeded UNCG Spartans, led by the conference freshman of the year, Avery Boquin.
Boquin also holding it down as the quarterback of the infield at shortstop today. Just a really impressive freshman year. She can hit it out, she can run the bases, and as on this potent UNCG lineup, I think being freshman of the year, it says a lot about the maturity that Avery Boquin has brought.
Well, Macy Michael leading off was the freshman of the year last year in the SoCon. First team all-conference this year. 349 during the regular season with 12 home runs and 38 knocked in. Natalia Salo in the circle for Wofford. Curveball, screw, rise, and change. Just kind of does a bit of everything, and the coaching staff says the key, avoiding walks and hit batters. One gone. Salo, 11-3, a 3.83 ERA, pitched Saturday against Western Carolina, allowed 8 hits and 2 runs over 7 innings. And Friday against Western, gave up 1 unearned run and 1 hit in 6 2/3 against Western. Faced UNCG twice this year. On the 11th of April, got 4 outs without allowing any base runners, and on April 12th went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits.
When you mentioned, the goal being avoid the freebies, that was the story yesterday, is, those walks, those hit batters, the errors, things that the defense was giving up for free proved to be costly in the long run.
Salo walked 50 batters in 106 innings this year. Sophomore from Indian Trail, North Carolina, about 15 miles south of Charlotte and 100 miles east of Spartanburg, where the Wofford campus is located. They hosted last year's conference tournament, won by Mercer. Belfield facing a 1-2 count. Gets that one out to center. First base runner of the day for the top-seeded Spartans.
Belfield doing a good job after taking a pitch that she was obviously not excited about. It was called for a strike, battling back and staying inside the ball on that one for a line drive.
Belfield 6 of 7 stealing bases this year. South stands in. South led the team with a 384 average. Also topped the Spartans with 16 homers and 50 RBIs. 50 RBIs was second on the team.
This Greensboro lineup, they're just so loose, so patient, looking at what they want to hit, trying not to hit the pitcher's pitch, and that's what's kept them successful all year long. Salo being pretty careful, staying very low in the zone with screw, with curve. Trying to stay off the heart of the plate because that is where South will burn you.
South led the SoCon in walks per game this year.
And I think that that's partly that she is patient, that she is looking for her pitch, but I also think that there are plenty of pitchers that do not want to throw to her.
Michael makes the stop, or I should say Parker makes the stop and throws to first for the out.
That left side of the defense for Wofford yesterday absolutely held it down. Parker with some great plays, Greenwood making it look easy at short. Had a fantastic defensive day yesterday.
So a runner in scoring position for Lainey Dean. .314 for Dean with 15 home runs and a team leading 55 runs batted in. Second team conference selection.
Getting rid of that one on the inside corner again, just working low in the zone, trying not to give up hard contact. Salo doing a good job of working around these really explosive UNCG batters.
Does Salo need to come in here, or with the base empty, can you be a little bit careful?
I think you can be a little bit more careful. Dean with 15 home runs, you just really don't want to give something up on the heart of the plate.
To center field, Devine has room, and just shy of the warning track, makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, and one left. Scoreless after one in Chattanooga.
Remember how summer felt? Pure, unfiltered joy. Days filled with sun-soaked adventures. And the kind of fun you never wanted to end. That feeling, it's waiting for you in Chattanooga. From breathtaking mountain views to secret waterfalls and hidden wonders. Adventure here feels like a childhood discovery. Savor the flavors of summer and make new friends. Give yourself permission to be carefree again. This is Chat Summer.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for, train for, run wind sprints when nobody's watching for, the moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time, the moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this, your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
This is how the bottom of the first inning ended, with a runner on second base and Lainey Dean flying out to deep center field. If there had been a little bit of wind, who knows?
Yeah, big pop fly, but definitely no help from the weather today. It is a beautiful day. Had the wind blowing in quite a lot in the later evening hours yesterday, but You know, after all that weather blew through, canceling our first day, it has been sunny skies.
The tournament got pushed back one day with one pretty large caveat. On Sunday, the championship game will now be a winner-take-all, as Gardner could not get to that shot by Greenwood. And for a second straight inning, Wofford has a leadoff single.
A great effort by Gardner. This ball, just a little bit of a jam job on the inside part of the plate and just out of reach. Great effort by the left fielder. And Wofford is pumped. There are no small deals in conference play.
The bunt popped up, backhand play by Schroyer, and that freezes Greenwood at first base.
That almost worked. That
Yeah.
almost went over right over her head. Everybody pulling in. You know, the only one that was a little bit further back was Schroyer, the only one that had any chance on that ball. A missed opportunity for Wofford.
If Schroyer had not caught that, I thought maybe there was going to be a force at second base. The problem is Boquin would have had to field the ball, and then there was nobody to field second base because Mejia was rotating over to first. Masterson at the plate is from Chattanooga, Silverdale Baptist.
And Frost Stadium for some of these players is a field that they've been playing on since they were little. Warner Park, a big part of the softball community here.
Fourth strikeout for Schroyer.
Now batting, number 13, Abby Campbell.
And she got her looking on the pitch previous on that curveball. That one she can't lay off of, but Schroyer doing a great job of working a couple different pitches in a 2-strike count, keeping the Wofford hitters off balance.
What was your impression the first time you came here?
The stadium was something that I had never played in before, so the facilities at Chattanooga really blew me away. You know, we didn't have the digital scoreboard that they have now. You know, it wasn't turf, but it was a pretty cool thing to be able to play in, you know, an actual stadium and not just on a field.
That's what Frank Reed said. Most people play on a field and we play in a stadium.
Yep. But that is part, like, recruiting to Chattanooga. That is a great thing for someone that is out of state like myself that has never played here. But like I said, there are girls that have played here for forever, and it's not as much of the draw.
Yeah, that's what they're used to.
Exactly. But the cool thing about it now is the turf, and you know, you guys talked about it a bit yesterday on who it's an advantage for, and I think that with the rain that we saw, it's advantage everybody because we get to play, and you know, it's not rained out because they're having to work on the fields.
Back-to-back innings, Brooklyn Schroyer gives up a leadoff single, and back-to-back innings, she pitches her way out of it. No runs, one hit, no errors, and one left. Scoreless after an inning and a half at Frost Stadium in Chattanooga. UNCG playing their first tournament game of the year, but Wofford got going yesterday, Michelle.
They did. And that left side held it down. This play bobbled, but so what? Great throw to the plate, out at home. And in that tight game, they just did a great job of saving their pitcher, backing up their team, all-out effort, because a lot's on the line.
Sometimes you look at that pitching line and Abby Greenwood's 7 scoreless innings. Well, the defense deserves some of that credit.
A lot of the credit. They did a fantastic job. Had one error, but again, off of Greenwood, super spinny, just kind of an awkward ground ball over to that right side. Counted for the error yesterday, but Wofford otherwise incredibly flawless.
Wofford in only their 3rd year of college softball. This is a very, very new program, and their coaching staff has been very clear that they are wildly ahead of schedule. They went 23-24 in 2024, 30-22 last year, and they stand at 34-17 now. And when Chelsea Butler took over, they had players that were freshmen that weren't going to play, as in not going to play because there was no season. While everyone else in the country was playing softball games, they were just practicing and getting ready for year one. They called it year 0.
Yeah, calling it year 0 is wild, and that is a hard thing to sell. You're a first-time head coach. You're starting an entirely new program. I think that is a tough sell, but she has found those that will buy in on the player and on the staff side. No staff turnover. You know, they've been hearing the same voice in their ear the entire time. Boquin got a little froggy out there, trying to get a little bit more space. Another
Gardner's
popped up
bunt
bunt.
is wide. It's interesting the way Wofford went about starting the program. They initially hired Mark Line as the head coach with no thought that he would coach any games, just someone that had been in and around the university and the athletic department for years and years and years, kind of recruit Wofford type people and start the program in a way where everyone was familiar and clear. He'd been at Wofford since the mid-'80s. He was a baseball coach. Richard Johnson, then the AD, wanted to start softball in the right way. Get the facility right, get the financials right, don't take any shortcuts. So he kind of was the architect of the program, and he recruited the first 8 players to that Team 0, and then they did a coaching search, and it was actually Mark Line that suggested Chelsea Butler might be a good fit.
Well, I think that it's so impressive that they thought culture first and they thought team first, and they would be exactly right with that, because if you only focus on facilities, you just have nice facilities. It's the people that fill those facilities, right? So that is a great and smart way to go about starting
Unorthodox, though, not
sure.
what you would expect.
Absolutely.
In 2021, they announced that they were starting softball. And in December of 2021, Mark Line had a conversation with Chelsea Butler, who was then an assistant coach at Presbyterian. And in March, she was hired.
There's that solid left side. Once again, doing a great job of getting that lead runner, keeping them
6-4
out of
fielder's
scoring position.
choice.
Now batting, number 4, Riley Williams.
When Chelsea Butler was an assistant at Presbyterian, she had a very close friend that lived in nearby Simpsonville. and she would visit a couple of times, and she eventually interviewed at Wofford and was just blown away by the campus and the facilities, and felt that, like Presbyterian, a private school in the Southeast, that it felt like home when it was somewhere that she could succeed.
Yeah, well, and you know, she started her team the way that she wanted to as well. Very pitcher-centric, then putting the pieces together around her to get the run support, but you know, picking up, you know, being a pitcher herself, making sure that that circle is secure was a huge part and huge piece of what she was trying to accomplish at Wofford.
And 3 of those original players, Greenwood, Platt, and Parker, are a part of this senior class, and Axelson transferred in, and it is, they've done it in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Off the end of the bat, Masterson makes the play, and they're 2 gone.
And we've not seen much off speed out of Salo yet. That ball, a changeup on the outside part of the plate, and just Scott Williams out in front.
Up next for UNCG, number 1, Jasmine Mejia.
Jasmine Mejia, all freshman team selection in the SoCon, stands in. Kind of took the second base job early in the year.
Whew, if you're going to stand on that top step in the dugout, you've got to be heads up.
In the firing line.
Whew.
When you were an assistant, where did you sit or stand?
I was helping Coach Reed, so I was right behind him or next to him, right on that top step, and can feel a little dangerous.
Solid defense as Greenwood goes over and gets it in foul territory, and we are scoreless after 2. Well, the Scenic City made possible thanks in part to support from Coca-Cola. Made in Chattanooga by Chattanoogans since 1899. And visit Chattanooga. Make memories in Chattanooga. You have many memories in Chattanooga.
I do. Many years, many memories on and off the field.
Back to the top of the order for Wofford in the 3rd, Lucier, Platt, and Stanley. Lucier led off the game with a seeing-eyed single. Brooklyn Schroyer allowed those first 2 batters to reach, has given up 1 more hit since, but has struck out 5. What's the key to a good at-bat against Schroyer?
I think hitting the flat strike early. She's going to come with a curveball or a screwball, it looks like, pretty early on. So not trying to do too much with it, because her favorite thing is to, get ahead, get you to foul one off, and then she gets to play. She gets to throw that curveball 1 or 2 balls off the plate. She gets to throw her rise ball. Seen her change up before, so I think that attacking early and not being too picky about which side of the plate, just really attacking a strike early on.
As a hitter, what is the pitch you want to swing at?
Well, the fattest one, I think. But I think that when you're hitting off of somebody like Schroyer, you're trying to get something that is as belt high as you can, just on one side of the plate or the other. That's the thing that Schroyer does really well, is she's going to make it a very competitive pitch, something that 10 feet out you're going to want to swing at, but then it's going to cut away or into you. But you've got to come with a plan. I think that's where, against Schroyer, you're going to fall short, is if you just go up hoping that you can put your barrel on one. You've got to go up with a game plan of how you're going to attack.
Hope is not a strategy down the right field line. 3rd straight inning. Wofford starts with a leadoff hitter on. So we did not see Platt try to lay down a bunt in the 1st inning, and she walked. We did see Devine try to bunt the leadoff hitter on the 2nd in the 2nd inning, and she popped up. What do you expect here?
Yeah, I mean, still continuing to play small ball. She gets a strike to play with there, but I think that continuing to play small ball, trying to work from station to station is important. And, Wofford, first 3 innings, first 3 hitters on, and you'd think statistically that would work in their favor, that they'd be able to push something across. But so far, Schroyer has had something to say about that, getting 3 consecutive outs after UNCG or after Wofford has been threatening.
You just don't know how many opportunities you're going to get against the pitcher of the year. One on and one out for Stanley, who struck out looking her first time.
And Stanley, I think, just let that curveball go by. Could have had a more competitive at-bat, kind of left it in the umpire's hands. So I would expect this one, she's going to be a little bit more aggressive should she find herself behind.
During the regular season, Stanley, 111 total bases. Nobody else on the team had more than 70. So she is more than capable, a first-team all-conference selection.
And this is about how her at-bat started off last time. 2 balls on the outside part of the plate. She came back in with the screwball and went back out and caught her looking on that curve. But so far, no luck with the curve on the outside part of the plate. Stanley being incredibly patient, working her way to 3-0.
She hit perhaps the longest home run in Spartanburg since they've begun the program in 3 years against UNCG earlier this season.
She's got the strength, she's got the power, and Wofford would love a long ball right now.
Rivers Sampson, not your typical cleanup hitter, more of a protector of Stanley. Tends to hit the ball hard, steady Eddie. Hits with 2 on and 1 out. Scoreless game in the 3rd. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 10 a.m. The loser will play a second game later today.
On the rise again. This one a low rise in the zone. Really competitive pitch with 2 strikes. You can see that ball. It's one of those where you end up swinging at it and afterwards your coach is like, why would you swing at that? That's up at your eyes. It's like, I promise you, it did not start there. That started at the belt. It's a really good 2-strike pitch.
Gracie Parker struck out her first time. Bats with 2 on and 2 out. 6 strikeouts for Brooklyn Schroyer, the league pitcher of the year. Wofford hit her pretty good back on the 11th of April. Her worst conference game of the season. She chased one up at the eyes. Back-to-back strikeouts. 7 of them through 3 innings. And again, Wofford's threat is extinguished.
The official grocery store of the Southern Conference. Ingles strives to provide one-stop shopping convenience to its valued customers.
Your Wofford experience starts here. And like the generations who have come before, you choose where it takes you.
What's up from Copenhagen?
Experience Wofford.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Nine, 1-2 for UNC Greensboro in the 3rd inning. Natalia Salo has thought her offense might get her runs in 3 straight frames, but Brooklyn Schroyer has been a tough customer with those runners on base, and Salo back in the circle looking for another shutdown inning.
Coach Brenneman really excited about that first swing from McKinnon. Incredibly aggressive. Looking to get something started. Both teams very quiet on the offensive side so far.
As a player or a coach, did you like games that were tight like this, low scoring?
No, not on either side. I mean, I think that having a little bit more back and forth, especially in the pitcher circle, I will say, as a pitcher, you just really hoped for at least a little bit of relief, you know, maybe even just a run. You know, what Greenwood dealt with yesterday with that 2-run lead, it's nerve-wracking the entire time. You know, you just don't feel comfortable, but This that Wofford defense definitely kept them in it. Well, especially in games like this in the tournament, there are no small deals. Every little bloop hit, every bunt can materialize into something, and so you just never know what's going to be the thing that's going to push runners across the plate. We've seen a couple change-ups out of Salo earlier in this game, 2 to McKinnon here, but neither of them competitive pitches, both in the dirt. That's a tough pitch to adjust mid-game.
Chelsea Butler told me that sometimes Salo needs her, Chelsea, to piss her off.
I think that each pitcher is motivated differently. Not always a fan of an outside influence being the one that gives you your why, but it sure doesn't hurt to know that you can pitch pissed off. I think that that's a good thing to know about yourself.
She looked at second, and maybe that hesitation was the difference in Michael reaching.
Yeah, it definitely was, and had her feet been maybe a little bit more set, she could have fired that off, but this one just second was the first look, but she's throwing off of her right foot there. It was close, but not in time, and with no outs, Greensboro finding themselves with runners in scoring position.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 33, Kaylin Belfield.
Belfield bats with 2 on, nobody out. The defense playing for a bunt. There it is. Parker, no play. And now the bases are loaded.
Just no chance with the speed of Belfield. The late show on the bunt, thinking that she's going to slap, and that's the thing with the slappers. You're going to be able to move your feet and either slap it or lay down that drag bunt. And again, with the speed of Belfield, just no chance.
South hits with the bases loaded in a scoreless game and no outs last of the third. A walk, a sacrifice bunt where no out was recorded, and a bunt single.
Well, but you named it right there, a walk to the 9-hole hitter to start this inning. The freebies proving costly in this tournament so far.
To left field, it should score a run. And UNCG is on the board first.
That ball giving Sampson some trouble, incredibly high. Got more of the bottom of that ball than she had originally intended, and going back on it is Sampson making the play. Not in time for an out at third, and South with a family first at bat, getting that RBI in.
And both runners move up, so Michael at third and Belfield at second with Lainey Dean at the plate. What is the approach as a hitter here? If you ground one to the middle infield, you're going to score a run. If you hit one out to the outfield, you're going to score a run. Well, what are you looking to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that South had it right. You know, I can get a big pop fly. I need to put it deep. So either way, you know, still going all out. I think that with as careful as she's being with Dean right now, looking to poke one through the right side would work as well. But yeah, definitely something deep, something hard if possible. But now with 2 strikes, I mean, you're trying to just make contact and poke it through.
Salo looking to limit the damage against the #1 seed.
Being incredibly patient. Those are 2 good strikeout pitches right there. The rise ball before that drop ball probably more competitive, but you know, Dean with the big pop up to center field in the first inning. Definitely don't want to leave it over too much white.
That's going to score at least 1 run if it stays fair, and it does. It's gone. A 3-run home run, and the #1 seed has a 4-0 advantage.
That ball absolutely smoked on a line, wrapping around the left field pole. They are excited to have busted this one open in the 3rd. That ball low on the inside corner. Did a great job to turn on that. And they are pumped. A really solid at bat too. Made Salo work, fouled some off, took some good competitive 2-strike pitches, but being able to come away with the home run.
16th home run of the year for Dean. Leadoff walk, a sacrifice bunt where the ball was bobbled and no outs were recorded, a bunt single, a sac fly, and a 3-run home run.
Well, like we said before, it's the freebies, it's the mental errors, and against a really solid UNCG team, you've really got to make all the plays that you're supposed to. And I really think that walking that 9-hole hitter is just not the start that you need to have against this lineup. Because then the bunts don't happen, right? Then they're not trying to move those runners, and it just becomes an entirely different inning.
Has to be deflating for Wofford. They had opportunities in each of the first 3 innings to score, could not get anybody around, and this is really the first extended opportunity for Greensboro, and they cash in with a 4 spot.
Well, and they're going through their 2nd time through the lineup, right? They have gathered the information. They understand what Salo is doing to them. So while they haven't had the first time through the lineup success that Wofford has had, they have learned, they have studied, they have made adjustments, and I think that that's what makes Greensboro great 1 through 9. Big fly ball. Gardner having a great at bat, big foul ball, lots of battling going on, doing a good job of not swinging at Salo's pitches. Salo figuring out that changeup, but still not able to start it as high as she needs to.
The inning continues with that liner up the middle, and an 8th hitter of this 3rd frame will come forward in Riley Williams.
In Greensboro with 2 outs, not going quietly. They would love to continue to tack on runs and create more space between them and the Terriers. It's kind of the difference between Greensboro and Wofford. Salo with that rise ball, it's a good pitch with 2 strikes, and Greensboro just not biting at it, whereas on the other side, Wofford swinging at those rises up in the zone.
They throw out Gardner trying to steal second, but the story of the 3rd inning is Lainey Dean's shot.
Dean getting it done. Hard line drive over the left field fence, putting UNCG up 4-0. Getting it done for the Spartans, and excited about it.
How close this home run from Lainey Dean is, fair and foul.
It was close, but it was fair. And so Greensboro with the 4-run lead off the bat of Dean, and Wofford with their work cut out for them.
And for the first time in the game, Schroyer is going to get the leadoff hitter as Greenwood bounces out to second. If you're Schroyer now, how does your approach change pitching with a 4-0 advantage?
I think that what happened right there is incredibly helpful. You get ahead, as she's been doing, getting ahead, gets contact, but her defense is right there and is able to get that first out. That's something that she's not been able to do in the first 3 innings. And then, but even after that, she's cruised on, you know, with those next 3 getting out. And so I think that unless Wofford makes you change your approach, then you keep dealing as she has, and she's been kind of cruising along.
If you're a teammate of Brooklyn Schroyer and you've watched her dominate the league all season, what sort of confidence or how does that allow you to play differently?
I think it just allows you to play loose. You know, it's not like she is coming in and striking out the side every single time. You understand that, you know, she's going to give up weak contact, and as a defense, you need to be ready. But I think that it allows you to play loose. You have confidence in that person in the circle. And you know that, you know, it's not going to just be double off the wall, because that can be kind of defeating, right? But it's great to play behind somebody like that has had so much dominance over the season. Divine kept somewhat quiet yesterday, but can't say enough about her and her body of work throughout this season.
Strikeout number 8 for Schroyer.
And this ball just freezes her on that inside part of the plate. And that's what I love about what Schroyer has done. Not afraid with 2 strikes to come in on the body and jam up these Wofford hitters.
Masterson struck out her first time up. Schroyer looking for her first clean inning.
But like I said about Greensboro coming through that second time through the lineup with a game plan, I'd love to see these Wofford hitters get after these strikes a little bit stronger and continue what they've tried to do to lead off every single inning, right? Just try to barrel up the ball, try to hit it past that defense and get something rolling, because this is such a game of momentum.
So what does that mean? Swing earlier in the count?
Yeah, I think that being aggressive on Schroyer is a great thing to be doing, because she's you know, attacking a corner every single time to start off. She's not starting off with the changeup. She's not starting off with the rise ball. You know, she's starting off with something on the corner. So to continue in attack mode, because I think when you sit back on a pitcher like Schroyer, you're going to get eaten up.
So then are you guessing inside or outside, and if you get that pitch, you're looking to drive it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think that you're looking for the corner, and then if you get caught on something that is elevated, then you just kind of take in that information.
1-2-3 inning for Brooklyn Schroyer, a shutdown inning, and after 3.5, UNCG's got a 4-0 lead. Day of our SoCon softball championship was postponed because of weather, but it is a beautiful day this afternoon. Temperatures have risen to the mid-60s. Not a lot of wind, no rain in the forecast, and the fans enjoying a good battle here between the 4-seed Wofford and the top seed UNCG. It was scoreless through 2. And then Greensboro with the 4-run third inning. Brooklyn Schroyer a shutdown 4th. And now UNCG looking for more. Riley Williams was at the plate last inning when Hadley Gardner was caught stealing. So the bottom third of the lineup here in the 4th for Greensboro.
And sticking with Salo into the 4th. Unsure if there's any bullpen movement for Wofford, but Salo looking to attack the bottom of the lineup at least.
There is some action down in the
Oh, you
Wofford
got some
bullpen.
binoculars. That's that's what I'm missing. So yeah, I would foresee, should she get into some trouble, or once the top of the lineup comes back up around, might start to see some more serious changes.
Margaret Axelson loosening up.
Now batting, number 1, Jasmine Mejia.
And this is how we saw the melee start last inning, that leadoff walk.
This time they're able to sacrifice, but the defense makes the play. We had that sacrifice last inning where there was a hesitation and a bobble.
So yeah, we have some movement in the bullpen. Margaret Axelson loosening up.
Chrissy Rabinold is going to pinch hit here
Now
for
batting
McKinnon.
UNCG, number 11, Chrissy Rabinold.
Coach Janelle Brenneman looking for more. Sending up Rabinold, who's hitting .294 with a home run and 4 knocked in.
I kind of thought yesterday we would see more pinch hitting, you know, in those closer games with players that hadn't had much success off of the pitcher, but
Rabinold goes up the middle for a base hit. Williams hits the bag at third and holds, and it's 1st and 3rd.
those are the moments as a coach you just feel like an absolute genius. Gets the pinch hitter line drive up the middle. Couldn't have drawn it up any better than that. Rabinold doing a job, and in tournament time, understanding your role. You know, not everybody's going to be a starter, but what a great team first attitude and at bat that Rabinold just had.
And that's going to be all for Salo. We'll have a Penske move to the bullpen. If you need to move, call Penske. Truck rentals for life's big moves, and Margaret Axelson will come on.
Axelson, the preseason pitcher of the year, but has been more of a role player this season. Playing a role right now, coming in to relieve Salo.
comes in a key spot here. You just can't allow a whole lot more against the #1 seed. Axelson's a drop ball specialist who throws a change and a curve, and last year all conference, as you mentioned, the SoCon preseason pitcher of the year, and really put Wofford on her back for much of those first 2 seasons. But like you said, playing a different role this year.
Well, she had a great season last year, like you said, really taking on that role of, you know, everybody looking to her for that leadership and continuing that here, just playing a little bit of a different role this season.
Take a look at our Visit Chattanooga SoCon bracket. The winner of this game will play at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and the loser will play later today.
And so far, seeding-wise, everything's shaking out as you would expect. Not much craziness as far as that goes just yet.
Axelson, as a freshman, had a 2.15 ERA. 199 a year ago, but this season is 8-8 with a 4.94 earned run average. Last appeared over the weekend against Western Carolina. Went 5 innings. Gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned. That one to deep left center field. Wow.
Michael wasting no time to welcome Axelson to this game. Hard line drive, left center, no doubter.
Maisie Michaels' 100th career hit is a no doubter.
And once again, the leadoff walk proving pretty costly. But overall, Wofford just really struggling to figure out how to shut down the Greensboro offense.
And now if you're UNCG, you begin to think, can we hold off on Schroyer's arm? Can we get this game done with early and not have to go into the bullpen, not have to press anyone into duty beyond what they need to?
Well, yeah, we haven't really seen any team yet have that luxury. Everybody has been throwing that ace for as long as they can. And right now there is some movement in the Greensboro bullpen. And I think you're right. I think that's probably the thought process, probably the move. Because if they can score one more and hold them, that is all she wrote.
Janelle Brenneman came into the tournament, the coach of UNCG, with a lot of confidence. And I said, is there pressure on your team? As we're going to see Axelson depart and Sydney Baker come on. We'll take a timeout and tell you about the call to the bullpen when we return. Penske moved to the bullpen. If you need to move, call Penske. Truck rentals for life's big moves. And junior Sydney Baker is on to pitch for Wofford. Only her 13th appearance of the year, 1-0 with a 3.21 ERA. This is her 20th career appearance in 3 years at Wofford. She last worked a week ago against Western Carolina, went 2 scoreless innings, allowing 1 hit, and in fact has not given up a run since facing Winthrop back on the 22nd of April. She pitched an inning against UNCG April 12th, gave up 1 run on 1 hit.
Both relievers right now struggling to find the zone and make their stuff look as competitive as they're hoping to.
This was a 0-0 game after 2.5. Here you see Lainey Dean changing that 3-run home run in the 3rd. 4 runs scored in the 3rd. 3 more here in the 4th, and we get a pinch runner at first base for UNCG. Layla Carr running at first for South. Dean popped out her first time, hit the home run last time. And a base hit here could get us in shortened game territory if Greensboro could get through. That one gets under the glove of Parker, and scoring is Belfield. The pinch runner Carr goes to 3rd and Dean to 2nd.
Belfield not even kind of hesitating, hits 3rd base and keeps on rolling. From a left side that has been really stellar. Parker kind of caught on her heels on that one.
Janelle Brenneman's going to run for Dean at 2nd base. Salem Ward.
Number 6, Salem Ward. And at the plate,
So Carr at 3rd and Ward at 2nd, and Boquin comes up. And she hits one out to left center field. This is going to play to pair. Boquin to 2nd with a 2 RBI stand-up double.
And Greensboro just seeing beach balls at this point. Really hard to stop them from continuing to roll. All this with just 1 out. And again, if Greensboro holds in the next half inning, this one will be shortened.
3rd consecutive inning that Greensboro started with a walk. They were not able to get Boquin home in the 2nd, but McKinnon started it in the 9-hole last inning, led to a 4-run inning, and Williams with the walk, and 6 are home here in the 4th.
bit of a pause in the action. Had a stray ball get over the right field fence. Back at it.
To right. That is a fair ball. And 2 more runs will score.
That one just a tough one, kind of ate Campbell up there in right field, took a step back, and on this turf, you know, with grass, that's gonna slow down. With turf, this one's gonna take that bounce, and just a tough one to make a play on.
RBI double for Gardner, scoring Boquin. And the 10th batter of the inning will be Williams. What is Chelsea Butler telling her team?
Well, we're not out of this. You know, we need to make sure, I mean, the game as a whole, we need to make sure that we do the little things, get these last 2 outs, and so we can do the same thing. They've proven that they've been able to hit Schroyer. It's just, you know, kind of felt like a matter of time until they were able to move runners. But
so you think that conversation is more about this game and not this week?
yeah, I think that it's a little bit less big picture, and, you know, just more like, hey, because you never want to feel out of it, and all of these teams understand, like, you know, we can do the same thing. We just need to keep pushing forward.
Williams on for a second time this inning. Gardner scores, and Mejia will come up. And it looks like they're going to pinch hit with Talley. If you're Janelle Brenneman, how much value is there in not only leading big and likely run ruling, but now getting a bunch of people some action that might not otherwise have gotten their feet wet?
It's huge not only for tournament time, but it's huge for should you go to the postseason. They understand, especially with young players, you know, freshmen, sophomores that maybe haven't seen the field a whole lot. You end up giving them that valuable lesson of what it feels like to be in that pressure cooker situation. And so not just for the tournament, but for beyond that, regionals or even for next season.
Is it a small sample size, or is there something to be said for the team with the better seeding is on their way to a 5-0 start in this tournament?
Yeah, I think it says quite a lot. I mean, you look at that body of work and you're like, oh man, that's just, we still have work to do. You know, that seeding is great, but there's still work to be done, because this is not an automatic bid conference. Or it is an automatic bid conference. There's no at-large. So it's important to, even though, you know, with Greensboro that they get that #1 seed, that they still have this commanding start. It gives them a lot of momentum.
Greensboro won every conference series this year. 15 shutouts on the season, their most in a quarter century. And this inning just keeps going for the Spartans. The 12th batter of the inning is coming up.
They know as well as anyone, as you know, a team that got burned a couple years ago in the conference tournament, in a come from behind against Chattanooga, that no lead is safe. So continuing to pad that lead, give your pitchers that run support.
Mejia running for tally. Rabinold, who pinch hit and singled, is back up for a second time here in the 4th frame. To right center field. What an inning for Rabinold off the bench. A single, a run scored, an RBI single.
Yeah, Baker really struggling to find the zone, and then it seems like when she does, Greensboro makes her pay, and this ball on the outside part of the plate. Rabinold doing a great job of staying with it, putting it just out of reach.
Here's Michael, who hit a 3-run home run earlier this inning. Bats with 2 on.
And again, just 1 out. Greensboro still another out to play with.
To right, down the line. This one will hang up for Campbell. And on the score is Mejia.
And Greensboro, even with the out, still scores another run, making it 14-0 with 2 outs.
14th batter of the inning is Belfield. She walked earlier this inning and has been on 3 times already. What will the rest of the day look like for Greensboro? Will they stick around and watch or multiple games here the rest of the day?
I would say the coaches might watch a game or 2, but I would say Greensboro as a team likely heading back to the hotel and taking it easy.
They'll play at 10 a.m. tomorrow. This is the biggest offensive inning of the season for UNCG.
Great time to do it.
Yeah.
That's what you hope for, right? Is that you peak at the right time, that it is SoCon tournament time, and you just hope, like we saw with the other couple of teams, that great effort, that you're not giving away all your hits in one game, that you're saving some for the rest of the tournament. So far, hot start for the Spartans.
If you're one of the teams playing in the next game, or one of the teams still alive in the bracket and you're watching this game, what are you thinking?
I don't want to play UNCG. that is the team to avoid for sure. And there are times where that happens, where you're congratulating one team for knocking another one into the losers bracket. Oh, thanks. They really gave us a hard time during the regular season. We really didn't want to see them, so I would not want to see the Spartans later on in this tournament.
Nia South is going to return to the game here. In this inning, South walked. Carr pinch ran for her, and now we're back to the 3 spot in the lineup, and South is re-entering. Station to station softball. The bases loaded. SoCon tournament record for runs in a game is 15. And we'll see if Ward can tie or break that for UNCG here. And she will. 2 runs are in. It's a new SoCon tournament record for runs in a game. And if you were with us early, this game was 0-0 through 2 and 4-0 through 3, but this has been an epic inning for the Spartans.
Yeah, it was looking like a bit of a pitcher's duel through 3.5 until Wofford has busted it open. There's, on the nice new digital scoreboard, still not enough space to put the amount of runs that Greensboro has scored this inning.
We've got a Penske move to the bullpen. We'll tell you about it when we come back from Chattanooga, where the top seed Spartans are cruising. Maddie Berry is in out of the Wofford bullpen. It's our Penske move to the bullpen. If you need to move, call Penske. Truck rentals for life's big moves. Berry is the 4th pitcher of the inning for Wofford. Boquin is the 17th hitter of the inning for UNCG.
Yeah, my book's getting messy. I don't know about yours.
Mine is messy to start with. Now it's a disaster. Boquin, a 2 RBI double earlier this inning. "16 runs on 15 hits. Berry's pitch is ripped to deep left center field. The inning just simply will not end. UNCG adds 3 more.
The firepower in this offense is just unbelievable and unrelenting. Greensboro just time after time after time after time getting on base, moving runners, and just all the fireworks in this 4th inning.
It's a 15-run 4th inning for UNCG. They have shattered the SoCon record for runs in a tournament game and runs in a tournament inning. Gardner's base hit means a 19th batter of the 4th inning will come up. They've hit around twice. Emmy Clark is going to pinch hit.
And again, like we were talking about earlier, allowing these players to get in. Freshman Emmy Clark, some experience on the big stage with a big lead.
How does this impact Wofford? They have to play a second game today. How do you put this behind you and focus on an elimination contest this afternoon?
You have to have a short memory. If you think that the next team that you play and gets to start with 19 runs, then you're gonna, have a bad time. So I think that if you're Wofford, you have to have an incredibly short memory and chalk it up to a fluke, chalk it up to whatever you want to chalk it up to, but you can't go into the next game thinking that that next team already has a bunch of runs put up on you. You get to start 0-0 once again. I won't say it's easy to do that. I mean, this is pretty hurtful for the ego for Wofford, but
you're probably going back to Greenwood, who threw the shutout yesterday. So you have to have confidence there.
You do. Well, and that's the plan for this game was, pretty obviously we're not going to throw Greenwood, so the rest of the staff is going to have to find a way to get it done. But I think that this is why you see teams ride the hot hand through the losers bracket, because once you're in there, you've got to go with your best foot forward. And I think that Wofford was prepared to not pitch Greenwood, do the best that they could, understand that they may find themselves in the losers bracket, but not this way. And these Wofford pitchers, again, just struggling to find the zone, and when they do, Greensboro making them ultimately pay. Barreled balls sprayed all around this field.
Mejia's 3rd plate appearance of the inning. And it is going to end the inning, but it's an epic frame for UNC Greensboro.
Epic, no doubt. They are excited. They understand that this is a huge time for them.
Remember how summer...
Huge 4th inning, lots of fireworks from the Spartans, looking to hold on to this lead and shut it down through the 5th.
Remember how summer felt? Pure, unfiltered joy. Days filled with sun-soaked adventures and the kind of fun you never wanted to end. That feeling, it's waiting for you in Chattanooga. From breathtaking mountain views to secret waterfalls and hidden wonders, adventure here feels like a childhood discovery. Savor the flavors of summer and make new friends. Give yourself permission to be carefree again. This is Chat Summer.
For over 60 years, Holston Gases has been your trusted local partner, fueling industries, powering businesses, and serving communities with safe, reliable gas solutions. From propane and welding supplies to dry ice and medical gases, we deliver the products you need with the top-tier customer service you deserve. Family-owned and locally managed since 1958, Holston Gases is your hometown gas partner. Holston Gases. Trusted, reliable, local.
Penske moved to the bullpen. If you need to move, call Penske. Truck rentals for life's big moves. And Ryan Jones, senior from Daleville, Virginia, is on the pitch for UNC Greensboro. She was banged up early in the year, has been pitching a lot more recently, got roughed up in her last appearance at Samford, but comes in here with a big lead and promptly gives up a base hit to left field. Jones is a down pitcher, drop ball, off speed, screw and rise, can throw it in the mid 60s. She was injured in the first weekend of last year, a hip labrum, and has worked her way back this season.
Wofford has done a good job in most innings of getting that first runner on. Just can't help but feel like with this work cut out for them, you know, will it be enough?
UNC Greensboro will advance to play at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Wofford will play later today at around 4 o'clock, and they'll face the loser of our next game, Western Carolina and Samford. Is there anything Wofford can get out of this? If they were to score a couple of runs here, could that be beneficial for later today?
I think so. Well, and like I said before, they've gotten on in almost every inning. So, you know, there are positives to take away offensively, I think. But the small ball would need to improve. You know, being able to have more of a game plan. I think against Schroyer, they struggled to figure out what their game plan was going to be, especially lower down in the batting order. But coming back later today with a more of a concrete plan of how they're going to attack the pitchers. This ball just, ran in. Never does hit where the guard actually is. Right here, we're going to see a pinch hitter. Number 8, Archambault. If you're Coach Butler, you know, kind of the same idea as Brenneman, but you're on the other side of it. There's not much to lose here, and giving some of these athletes a chance on the big stage.
You may need them later today.
You may need them later.
You may need them later in the week.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the two teams waiting for the next game, What was it like watching that last half inning?
Oh, they're butterflies, anticipation, especially, if you're Sanford and you haven't played yet, you've been waiting 2 or 3 days at this point to get your chance to get onto the field. Yeah, you've got butterflies. You're waiting on getting your chance. Western already with a game under their belt has kind of that advantage of already getting those butterflies out, or at least getting them to fly in the right direction. But tournament time, just so fun. Finals are over. You feel, it's the most you'll feel like a pro player, I think, where just all the outside stresses are off. Unless you're Chattanooga and you're playing at home and you still have to go let your dog out or something like that. You have all those home things. But if you're on the road, you get to go back to the hotel and pretty much just like a pro player, just focus on softball.
It's interesting you put it that way, because you think of it as a home field advantage, but you're suggesting there's other stuff.
There were times where we considered even just taking the team and going to a hotel and playing it like a road series. That was never something that materialized, but I understand the sentiment behind it, because you've got to go home and pay your rent, or you've got to, like I said, feed your cat, let your dog out. There can be outside distractions, or you have out-of-town guests coming to watch you play, staying in your apartment. So it just, there's all kinds of things that are from the outside that can make it feel maybe a little bit too much like a home series, and not something like you're able to really focus on solely softball.
Bases loaded and nobody out for Wofford.
If there's ever anybody that Wofford would want in this situation to put a dent in the Greensboro lead, it would be Brianna Stanley. Good take right there. Jones working her curveball, working her off speed. Had a really good changeup. The pitch before that one, Stanley did a good job to foul off. It's that down ball pitcher working down and away. Has worked her off speed and found herself deep in some counts here.
Does this performance by Jones, whether it ends well or poorly, impact how Janelle Brenneman might use her pitching the rest of the tournament?
It could. I mean, they find themselves in a situation where maybe they are in another run rule situation. Maybe you feel good about bringing her in, or maybe you have more reservations depending on how things go here. But I think that if you're Jones, you need to continue to be in attack mode. There's, walks are unhelpful, and let your defense work, and so that you might see yourself in more of a situation later.
That's looped out to left center field and will plate a pair. Maybe it'll plate 3. It will. It's a bases clearing double for Brianna Stanley.
I really love the grittiness of Wofford. They could have gone 1-2-3 this inning and called it a day, but they've chosen to fight, to get on base, to move around. And Stanley right there with another just really good, mature at bat. waiting for hers, and then, you know, didn't exactly rip the cover off of it, but did a great job to place that so that 3 runs could score.
Ticky running at second base for Stanley, and River Sampson will come up. Maybe there is some momentum you can gather from getting the offense going a little bit in the 5th that you can use later today.
Well, and just see more at-bats. I mean, the majority of this lineup had only had 2 at-bats going into this inning, whereas Greensboro got 3 in the last half inning. So, you know, getting some more tournament experience, getting some more at-bats leading in to tonight, should that be where they find themselves. But seeing more pitching is not a bad thing if you're Wofford right now. And putting 3 up has got to feel good. Seeing that goose egg with that 19 right next to it.
Jones fields her position, flips to first for the out, and moving to third is Ticky. Parker has struck out twice after going 1 for 3 yesterday.
Well, and Sampson, who just moved that runner, I mean, she had struck out twice on rise balls as well, and maybe Jones just the better matchup for Wofford, working that down ball and being able to barrel up more and send it back up the middle.
Scoreless game after 2. UNCG got 4 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lainey Dean with a 3-run home run. And then 15 for the Spartans in the last of the 4th.
Wofford continuing to be patient, not swinging at balls out of the zone. They're going to have a talk with the defense, with the pitching staff.
What do they say?
Let's button it up. I mean, we've gotten all this run support, you know, trust your stuff, let your defense work, hit spots. You know, flush what has happened just now, but you know, let's get out of this inning and get out of this game.
Game 2 today. Western Carolina and Samford, and there you see Catamounts. If you're in that situation, you know you've got the next game. Are you very organized in what time you're eating and what time you're stretching, or is it more like, I want to watch this game, get through it, and get ready for my game?
No, it's pretty regimented on what is when. I think that what kind of throws things for a loop is, you know, extended games, and you have your own timeline, but the game in front of you might be on a different one, so it doesn't always work out perfectly. So Western might have their warm-up done. They're ready to do their on-field stuff, and just need to wait till this one's over.
Greenwood serves that one in the left, and Ticky scores.
I think again, if you're Wofford, just this is where you find out what you're made of, and the grittiness of this team has been part of their identity since their inception, and they've done such a good job of not giving up. And that's what Coach Butler has said. You know, they recruit kids with a chip on their shoulder with something to prove, and 1 through 9 have done a great job of not being denied through the end of this game.
Divine does not use batting gloves. Did you use batting gloves?
Oh yeah, I was a pansy. I had to protect my hands.
You don't see no batting gloves often.
You don't. You have to work up to that point, I think, and I just, any time that I hit, you know, if I forgot a batting glove that day or whatever it might have been, I ended up with a blister pretty much immediately. So she's tougher than I am. The grips are better these days too. I think that there are some grips for bats that have a little bit more cushy, a little bit more cushy, a little bit more thickness to them. So overall,
so you're giving yourself an excuse.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
The bat technology was not as solid. Hey, you know, I told you I was a pansy. I told you I couldn't do it without them. I was a pitcher too. I had to protect my important hands.
Of course you did.
Divine just having a rough day at the plate today. A pop, sack, bunt. Struck out her last at bat. Strikeout looking here. Another pinch hitter for Coach Butler's Terriers.
Now batting, number 11, Callie Petty.
Callie Petty will bat for Masterson. UNCG 1 out away from their 40th win of the year.
The 40-win season is such a great accomplishment and something to really be proud of. That's awesome.
They won 39 last year. They won 39 in 2022, losing the title game to Chattanooga in 8 innings that year. This would be the second 40-win season for Coach Brenneman and the 4th in program history. Ryan Jones looking to get the final strike. To left field for Gardner, and that'll do it. So Wofford scores 4 in the 5th, but it is not enough as UNC Greensboro scores 4 in the 3rd and 15 in the 4th. You just don't see that every day, Michelle.
You don't. That's a long-standing record. 2003, the last time that there were that many runs scored in the SoCon tournament. Congratulations to the Spartans. Their offense was absolutely on fire. Looking to continue that success through the rest of the tournament. They are done for the day. They get to go back to the hotel and hang out. Wofford has more of a job to do, their season on the line
There's
tonight.
that Visit Chattanooga SoCon bracket. Make memories in Chattanooga. And so far, so good for the #1 seed UNCG, whereas Wofford will play for their season later today. Game was scoreless through 2, but UNCG flexing the muscles in the 3rd and the 4th inning. For Michelle LaCourse and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Dave Freeman. Coming up next,